Russia and China have a no limits partnership. Well, think again. What if I told you that China is using the Russia Ukraine war to fill its coffers at the expense of Russia? What if I told you that China is secretly supplying weapons to Ukraine? Russian media is buzzing with reports of Ukraine using Chinese drones in attacks on Russian targets. Now, as per reports, Kyiv has been procuring Chinese Mavic drones and using them against Vladimir Putin's forces, despite sanctions from China and the drone maker company DJI. RIA Novosti, a Russian state-owned domestic news agency, recently reported that Ukraine is receiving these drones through Polish companies and private entities, despite official bans. The question is, who is providing these drones to the Polish companies? Is this illicit trade possible without the involvement of the Chinese government? As per reports, Ukraine has been procuring these drones from UMO Ukraine, which is a subsidiary of Polish company UMO. Kyiv has signed a contract worth 9.79 million US dollars for the delivery of 1,550 DJI Mavic 3T and 950 DJI Mavic 3E drones. As per reports, these Chinese drones arrived in Ukraine in August. It must be noted that Chinese government and the DJI company had suspended operations in both Russia and Ukraine as soon as the war began 2 years ago. It said it did not want any party to use its drones in the warfare. DJI is the world's largest drone manufacturer, so the move was significant. Now, it is almost impossible for anyone to ship these drones out of China without the nod from the government itself, owing to strict export controls. Last year, China introduced stricter export controls mandating permits for drones with potential military applications, including the DJI Mavic 3 Pro. These restrictions were further tightened on September 1st of this year. Still, Ukraine has been receiving these drones without any hindrance. This covert China-Ukraine drone collaboration continues even as drone warfare cooperation between China and Russia has increased over the past 2 years. According to a Bloomberg article published on July 2nd, there are suspicions that Chinese firms may be working on attack drones intended to support Russia's military efforts in Ukraine. These drones are allegedly similar in design to the Shahid-type UAVs produced by Iran. This indicates that China may be covertly selling its drones to both sides while officially banning the export to any of them. As they say, there are no permanent friends or enemies, only interests are permanent. Nonetheless, when Chinese Foreign Ministry was asked about these reports, it vehemently denied supplying Ukraine with such drones. Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Mao Ning said, "I don't know what you're talking about." She added, "I can only tell you that China exercises strict export control over dual-use products, including drones, and opposes the use of civilian drones for military purposes." She also rebuked Russia for allegedly issuing a nuclear threat to the West. The Chinese official reminded Moscow that a nuclear war cannot be won and called on all parties to show restraint in order to reduce strategic risks. China knows that Russia is a junior partner in their bilateral ties now. Last year, Moscow imported around 90% of all high priority goods from Beijing. Economic overdependence has left Russia with little strategic leverage over China. Since the beginning of the Ukraine war, as sanctions hit Russia and it lost market access to the West, China came to its rescue. Now, more than 2 years later, Russia-China ties have become highly unequal. Beijing knows that Russia won't be able to do much if it comes to know about its clandestine cooperation with Ukraine. So, it is fearlessly stabbing Russia in the back.